Numerology 101. For those of you who are brand new to the concept of numerology, hi there. Don't worry if you're wondering what it is or what it does. I will share that with you. I have understood a lot about it and taken time to shed some light on the matter and give context to the special nature of the numbers themselves. Then you can decide if you as an individual resonate with this beautiful tool or not. We don't all have to understand every last detail about it, but the fact that this tool can be used to outline you and your own special, unique needs and attributes is what I personally love about it. It provides a foundation for all of us to understand our divine patterning, why we make certain choices, and why we attract certain people and certain numbers into our lives. Numerology can be seen or understood as a divine code that has been used for centuries to help define patterns and play out in certain events. Why we are attracted to that place at that time, and how this works on the basis of the numbers. Numerology ultimately teaches us about ourselves, our loved ones, and our families. It explains why we do or why we do not connect with certain people, why we attract certain situations to ourselves based on our own personal lessons. It helps to define why we are unique and special, why perhaps we are soulmates or mirrors for each other, and sometimes why a karmic lesson or connection exists between certain people, and why a lesson of that sort arises. Numerology provides us with a fundamental grain of our own nature, something that we are born with, that follows us through each day for the rest of our lives. Essentially, it empowers us with the ability to change our reactions and actions where we feel they are needed. The basic meaning of the numbers. 1 is the pioneer, the leader, the fundamentally individualistic type. The negative attributes of the 1 are sometimes lethargy, loneliness, or depression. Number 2 is the giver, the nurturer, the person that works at partnerships and commitment and being loving in a relationship. The negative attitude or attributes of the 2 is that they can be codependent, needy, and over-emotional at times. The 3 is a hard worker, a doer, and a creative, passionate by nature. The negative attribute of a 3 is that they can be workaholics, fanatical, blunt, and their passion can turn into fire and temper. The 4 is the stable, orderly, routine, and fundamentally disciplined type. The negative attributes are that they can be too rigid or a bit boring and get stuck in self-limiting routines. The number 5 is the freedom seeker and the rebel. The 5 loves adventure and dislikes anything that could cage or trap them. They lack commitment at times and can destroy or sabotage the good things and have this need to break free and not feel trapped. They can also take fun and partying to an extreme and need to beware of addiction. The number 6 is all about love, family, and humanitarian ideals. It's a number that resonates with compassion. The negative attributes of the 6 is that they can be unmotivated or live in a dream world. They often need to learn to stand up for themselves. They really like to keep the peace. The number 7 is the deep thinker, the focused, and the project-orientated one. The other side of them is their loner and somewhat reclusive or hermit-like side, and they can also be emotionally detached. Number 8 is the dependable and the infinity and the wealth creator, the powerful leader and the hard worker. The negative attribute of the 8 is that it can be obsessive and shallow, and they can work purely for material wealth and value very little else. The magic 9 is the person that believes that the world is their oyster. It is a number of magic and achievement. However, the negative of the attribute of a 9 is the mirroring and absorbing of negativity around them, and thus they can take a long time to learn the fundamental lessons and come across naive at times. So when I do an analysis, I take the numbers and I look at both the outer and the inner aspects of each number. I look at all the situations and balance all the aspects. I look at each person, the negatives and the positives, or the outer and the inner. And in fact, it is done with no judgment. The aim of numerology is just to understand us and put us on our journeys and let us work through things at our own pace. It is an incredible tool and unique, and I hope that you can enjoy it. Thank you for listening. Lauren.